Art activities for children. There are three types of activities that are suitable for children in the early childhood education setting: exploration activities, practice activities, and responsive activities. Exploration activities. Exploration is the foundation of an early childhood program. Children should be given various activities during which they could explore and experiment with different materials. Exploration is the first phase of artistic development and is carried on long after the child has become an adult. Next, practice activities. Children should be given time to practice and master their skills in using art materials and in manipulating elements of art. In this way, they will gain control of their eye-hand coordination. They also give them the confidence to experiment new ways of using their skills. And it is only after children are comfortable with an art medium they can gain the control needed to use it to express their ideas. Lastly, responsive activities. When children are comfortable using an art media, they can be given prompts or thought-provoking experiences during which they use the art medium to express their thoughts. Responsive activities challenges the children to use their imagination and stretch their thoughts processes as they try to represent what they know using graphic symbols of their own invention. Activities for developing fine motor skills. Motor skills are actions that involve the movement of muscles in the body. It is also divided into two groups: gross motor skills and fine motor skills. Gross motor skills involve the use of a larger movement of arms, legs, feet, and entire body. This includes crawling, running, and jumping. While fine motor skills refer to a smaller action such as grasping an object between the thumb and a finger or using the lips and tongue to taste object. It is also involved the strength, fine motor control, and dexterity. Play is crucial for children to develop gross and fine motor skills. Lots of open space must be available for children to engage in activities like running, skipping, scrolling, and rough or tumbling play. On the other hand, blocks, puzzle pieces, beads, and other manipulatives should be provided during manipulative play to help children develop fine motor skills. Motor skills usually develop together since many activities depend on coordination of gross and fine motor skills. Gross motor skills develop over a relatively short period of time. Most developmental occurs during childhood. We have here the following some activities that can help children develop fine motor skills. Number 1, finger and palm activities. Number 2, manipulation activities. Number 3, pencil and paper activities. Finger and palm activities are designed to strengthen the fine muscles of the wrists and fingers, while manipulation activities require the use of manipulatives. For example, puzzle pieces, cords, and other manipulatives to develop precision grip and release, while sorting and filling, threading, braiding, and lacing activities. While the pencil and paper activities are made as a part of daily routine to help children develop fine motor skills. These activities include scribbling, drawing, paper tearing, folding, tracing, copying, and paper cutting. Teaching the different art forms. As children gain better control of their fine muscles, they begin or become more confident in exploring and learning the different art forms, namely drawing, painting, collage, printmaking, modeling, and three-dimensional art. For children to gain the most benefit from the art experiences, teachers must know how to determine the best way to plan, organize, and provide these experiences. Drawing. Drawing is the manipulation of lines to create a visual effect. Children draw using different tools and surfaces. Drawing is linked to their linguistic development and is considered as the child's first written language. It also mirrors their thoughts and emotion. According to Coaster 1997, through and by drawing, children develop physically, socially, emotionally, perceptually, cognitively, and art awareness. Children develop physically by using their large, small muscle. Socially, by working together and sharing art materials. Emotionally, by enjoying the act of drawing and the ability to control a part of their environment. Perceptually, by exploring new ways to make marks and responding to visual effects that have created. Cognitively, by learning a drawing vocabulary and language in combination with graphic production and by using their motions can cause the effect of making visual lines. And lastly, art awareness, by becoming familiar with the ways of drawing and lines are used in books and artworks of others. Drawing materials for young children. The following drawing materials are appropriate for young children. Material: crayons. Description: use washable crayon for introductory explorations. Choose thick kindergarten-sized crayons. They are sturdy enough for grasping. Other shapes and size can be slowly introduced over time. Next, marker. Choosing water-based broad-tip markers, they create broad swift and vibrant colors with little pressure. In addition, taking off and putting on caps provides small muscle practice. Another one, pencils. Choose pencils with very soft lids. Children using pencil because it makes them feel grown-ups. Using pencils also allow them to draw finer lines that they can with either crayons or markers. Chalk. Sidewalk chalks provide an interesting color and texture change from using crayons and markers. Using chalk on outside activities only and avoid the use of chalk on paper or any other surface when working with young children. Moving on to the drawing surfaces. Material: bogus drawing textured paper. Description: heavyweight gray paper with a rough texture surface that provides a contrast to the smoothness of most other papers. Construction paper: a medium-weight paper that comes in a wide variety of colors. Craft paper: medium-weight brown paper like that of the glossary bags. It is often sold in rolls. It is sturdy paper for drawing and other art activities. Colored craft paper is also available. Manila paper: a medium-weight paper in a pale golden beige with a slight texture. It is a durable paper for children's drawing. Newsprint: a lightweight, inexpensive paper, slightly gray in color. Tagboard: a swift, soft, bended board, also called poster board or oak tag. It makes good surface for drawing. White drawing paper: a sturdy paper with a soft surface. It offers a durable surface for active drawing. Boxes: large boxes can be used by 4 children, drawing on each side of the box. Securely fasten the box to the floor to withstand the pushing of the children. Sand: children can draw on sand using their fingers, a smooth twig or a duel. The sand can be wet for variation. Rocks: children can also draw on large, flat rocks or small, round stones. Do not use chalk to draw on rocks because the dust can be hazardous for young children. Painting. When we say painting, it is the use of paint and brush. Painting is entirely different from other media. It has qualities of flows and freedom. When painting, a child becomes focused on the interplay of mind, muscle, action, and reaction. Creating a painting for young children is first and foremost a sensory experience. When children paint, they develop physically, socially, emotionally, perceptually, cognitively, and also in their art awareness. When children paint, they develop physically by using the large and fine muscles of the arm to control the paint brush. Socially, by working alongside others and taking care of the paint so that others can make it used too. Emotionally, by being trusted to handle paint that is easily to spill and messy to work with. Perceptually, by observing the visual effects of motions or their motions and identifying the result, color, shape, and lines. Cognitively, by learning a painting vocabulary and observing how paint changes physically when it makes and dries. And lastly, art awareness by responding to painting done by different artists or artistic. Painting materials for young children. Teachers can use their creativity to think of different ways of applying paint. The following are some tools that can be used to apply paint. Painting tools. Brushes. Description. Thick-handled stubby brushes work well for toddlers. Long-handled easel brushes encourages the child to use more arm and shoulder movement. House paint brushes allows better grip. In addition, aside from paintbrush, other painting tools include sponges, sponge brush, paint rollers, feathers and feather dusters, branches and twigs, squeeze bottles such as empty shampoo or lotion container, and craft sticks with cloth tape at the end or to an end. Another way of painting is finger painting. An early childhood art program can never be complete without finger painting activities. For some children, finger painting is at first a confusing activity, especially to those who have been taught to keep their hands clean. It is not wise to force them. But once these reluctant children to see their classmates enjoying the activity, they will soon find themselves joining in the fun. Once they get used to this activity, they will begin to go beyond the messiness associated with finger painting and will begin to create designs for their own. Collage. Collage is one of the most popular art forms from young children. It is considered as one of the most creative. Collage is the French word for gluing. This art form consists of attaching paper or object to a base using an adhesive. It requires good eye-hand coordination and a great deal of patience for both child and children. Collage helps children develop physically, socially, emotionally, perceptually, cognitively, and art awareness. Collage helps children develop physically by using large, fine muscles of the arms and hands in cutting paper with scissors and in spreading paste and in pasting paper and object on the collage paper. Socially, by working with other children and by sharing collage materials. So emotionally, by learning to enjoy the act of collage, making as a means of self-expression, and by gaining self-confidence through being able to control the cutting tool or scissors. Perceptually, by manipulating and observing a variety of textures and shape. Cognitively, by learning words that describe size, color, texture, and placement in talking about their work by observing the changes that occur in the materials like paste and glue. And lastly, art awareness by observing the art elements in the collage made by other artists. Here are some tips to remember in introducing collage to young children. Number 1, make the group size small so that you will able to monitor them, because some of the materials or art materials are most resemble the texture of the food. Number 2, provide a low table at which children can comfortably stand or sit. Number 3, use table that is easily to wash up. Number 4, offer only about a tablespoon of paste at a time. Number 5, put collage materials in separate table and sort into a shallow container such as shoeboxes and baskets. Number 6, demonstrate ways of spreading paste or glue onto the paper. Number 7, use the activity to talk about the texture of paste and the shapes and the colors and textures of the materials. Aside from learning how to paste pre-cut papers, young children should also develop tearing and cutting skills. Tearing paper is appropriate for younger children who have not developed the fine motor skill needed to use scissors. On the other hand, cutting with scissors is more appropriate for children who have developed control over their fingers. Here are some collage adhesives. Number 1, school paste. It is most commonly used adhesive because it is inexpensive and safe. However, it is not suitable for heavier objects. Number 2, white glue or school glue. It is a strong, durable adhesive that can be used to glue all kinds of objects. However, it is runny consistency. It's difficult for children to handle and it dries very slowly. Number 3, gel glue. It is transparent and dries clearly, leaving a shiny mark on the paper. However, it is hard to control, dries slowly, and wrinkles the paper. Moving on to printmaking. When we say printmaking, it is an art form that involves making a copy of something. Some printing techniques can produce multiple prints, others only a mono print. To make a clear handprint, have a child to put paint on the hand either by dripping or spreading it. Then they should press the hand down on the paper or printing surface. Hold it still and lift it up again off the paper. This pattern of action, pressing down, holding still, and lifting up, is the key of printmaking. Have you ever had a clean up for children's handprints on the wall? Although handprints and fingerprints are the first prints of children, teachers should fully understand the nature of the technique and how the children approach it before offering printing activities to children. Printing activities help children to develop physically by using the large, small muscles of arms to apply paint on the object and pressing the objects down on paper. Socially, by working alongside other children and sharing the printing materials. Emotionally, by making prints to express oneself by feeling competent in using the controlling a mass materials like paint. Perceptually, by exploring different ways of arranging print marks on a piece of paper or on a flat surface, and by matching objects to the shape of its print. And cognitively, by learning words about printing and words that describe printing marks, and by receiving similarities and differences in print marks in the term, shape, and texture. And lastly, art awareness by describing print as used in school illustration or book illustrations, posters, and other artworks. Tips of teaching printmaking. Number 1, limit the group of children to 1 or 2 toddlers, and 4 older children. You can increase the number of children as they become familiar with the technique. Number 2, have children work on a low table where they can work while standing. Cover the table with newspapers and have all materials set in place before asking the children to start working. Number 3, while children are working, do not interfere, except for safety reason. Number 4, when the children are done, give comments that describe the marks and made by the objects and the action that the child has used. Number 5, extend the printmaking activity by making a big book about patterns or composing a printing chant with the children. Here are some practice printing activities: sponge prints, roller prints, styrofoam stamps, gadget prints, balloon prints. Moreover, most of us are familiar with prints made by using food items like carrots, papayas, okra, and other fruits and vegetables. But although that these are recommended, imagine the message that the children will receive when they are told to put food in a paint and then use the food thrown away after the activity. So for me, this type of using food items is no good. Modeling. When children are working with three-dimensional malleable materials, they are engaged in modeling. Modeling enhances children's understanding of the spatial realm in which they exist as they roll, twist, stamp, squeeze, and poke plastic clay or Play-Doh. While playing or painting, children focus on visual mark they make. While modeling, children respond first to the tactile properties of the forms as they create them. They also make a lot of talking and noises as they explore the modeling materials. Modeling activity helps children develop physically by using large muscles of arms and fine muscles of hands as they manipulate the modeling material. Socially, by working with other children and by sharing materials with them. Emotionally, by using modeling activities and release energy, tension, and emotion. Perceptually, by exploring three-dimensional materials from different angles and observing how paint materials can change. Cognitively, by learning words and describe shape, size, form, comparison, and relationship, and by observing cause and effect as they manipulate the modeling materials, and art awareness by observing three-dimensional models forms such as pots and vases that have been created by people from different times and places. The development of model forms. Here is a table of the development of model forms. Mode 1, initial exploration. Child's behavior manipulates materials using all the senses, uses large motions of arms and hands. Number 2, controlled exploration. Begins to make basic forms, worms, pancakes, and balls. Uses palms and fingers. Number 3, name forms. Gives names and labels to the model forms. Begins to use them in symbolic play, uses fingers to or for shaping. Number 4, symbolic forms. Plans the forms that can be used, can attach forms together, can pull a form out of the larger piece of model materials, can use fingers to create small details. Here are some tips in teaching modeling. Number 1, limit the number of children to 1 or 2 during exploration activities. Increase the number of children as they gain more control over the modeling materials. Number 2, make sure that the modeling clay is safe and the colors do not come off on the hand of the children. Number 3, before giving children modeling materials, explain that the materials is not food. Number 4, provide each children a baseball-sized piece of modeling clay, but do not show them how to use it. Number 5, once the children are engaged, do not interfere with their exploration unless it is a safety purposes. Number 6, use activity to talk about the tactile qualities of Play-Doh. Use descriptive words like soft, sticky, press, poke, pull, push, and flatten. Number 7, make use some modeling chants to accompany the activity. Number 8, allow the children to spend as much time as they wish exploring the modeling materials. Number 9, when the children are done, show them how to gather the materials. Return them the proper place and clean up the area.